Another image after Trump's initial travel ban, no bans on stolen lands. Again, these are made, high res are online, people share them. Again, we're up here in mining country. So this is not my image. Much older than I am. I'm getting old, but this is from the from 1918, a few years before I was born. So there was people familiar with the Industrial Workers of the World. So the IWW, a radical labor union founded in 1906 in Chicago. I've been involved in the Wobblies on and off for some time. Anyway, I was asked a number of years ago, 2 years ago, by a friend of mine who was a curator who knew somebody who had over 600 old IWW block prints. The IWW as a labor union was known for, while many of the craft unions were anti-immigrant and still embodied and continued kind of racist ideologies, the IWW was known for being much more open and inclusive to workers of color, to women, to immigrant workers, unskilled workers. But a few years ago, I was made aware that a labor historian in Ontario had somehow acquired over 600 old IWW block prints. The IWW is known for its kind of cultural components, songs, poetry, magazines, visual art. And in conversations with this labor historian and with this curator, we've started a project to reprint all of these lost graphics. And this being, I mean, this is probably a more common one because this was, has circulated in various ways. But many of these images I've never actually seen in print before, and these are some of them. Many of them are quite timely today. It's shocking to see images made in the teens and 20s and 30s still being relevant today. A vicious breed often called patriotism, American and Christian, and then race hatred and the symbols on the dog's collar here. Holy shit, that seems like this could have been, unfortunately, been made in the last week. This was made by an artist. I want to bring this up because, you know, much of my work, right, I'm trained as an art historian, I'm a scholar, I publish that way, I have a gallery work, I make art for social movements and social protests. And I'm actually, these images you are seeing here, I spent significant time in the studio this summer actually printing them from the original blocks from the 1907, 1918, etc. This particular artist, known as X13, that would have been his union card, his red card number, also known as C.E. Setzer. Not a lot is known on him, but he has an amazing amount of great images in this collection that I'm reprinting. And if you look back to my own images, right, visually, right, there's quite a bit of aesthetic relationships. I'm someone who, you know, spent time in the IWW. My informal mentor was this guy, Carlos Cortez, who was a Chicano printmaker and labor activist in Chicago. You know, he was in some ways the visual art descendant of C.E. Setzer. So even when I'm making prints, you know, you can see that I'm also connecting back to some of this work. If anybody wants, there's these stickers up here, green stickers, naturalist, not nationalist. Again, unfortunately quite timely again.